Good morning to everyone that's joined us today. It's great to see you all connecting, and we really do appreciate that. It's great to see so much interest in our launch and our products. So thank you very much for joining. So today's presentation will last about 30 minutes. So we're really here to launch our next trailer range to the Towmate stable, you might say. And this is the latest version, the Ram TXGD series. And we wanted to run through that today with you. It's a really exciting journey for us, and we did recently launch our plant trailer range, which was the Rhino TXDP range, and now this is the next addition to our increasing range. So very exciting times for us here at Towmate. So I've been with the business now. My name's Steve Bradshaw, and I've been with the business since it started in 1995, so some 25 years ago, and very passionate about what we do, what we offer, and this development of trailers is very much part of my passion. I've also got Glenn Pooley with me, who's been with the company now for over 10 years, and he is focused on the trailer sales side, and he will be co-hosting this event with me today. So we're looking forward to running through this, aren't we, Glenn?
Absolutely, excellent.
Good stuff. So you might say, why Towmate, and who is Towmate? So Towmate is a brand of ATE, and many of us, you may know ATE. We've been around for a long time now, supplying parts to the construction, plant hire and utility markets, and with a lot of experience in distribution of the goods for trailers and towed equipment, and Towmate is a brand of ATE. So Towmate might be new to you, but it does come to you with a lot of background knowledge, so it has a lot of credentials. So I'll hand over to Glenn now, who will run through what Towmate's all about.
Excellent. Thanks, Steve. So you might say, what Towmate? Well, Towmate really brings forward a wealth of knowledge. As Steve said, we've been in the part business for 25 years, and as a brand of ATE, we've really got that backup from a parts point of view, and the conversations that we have with yourselves, our customers, on a daily basis. We understand what is really important when looking at bringing trailers to the market from your viewpoint. And we've summarized that into 5 key points. And that is increased return on investment, greater fleet utilization, lower whole life costs, improved durability, and greater flexibility. And we believe that we have fully answered these expectations in our designs. So they'll not touch on the 5 main points that will be covered off that makes this trailer different from other trailers in the market. These 5 key points really capture the features of the Towmate Ram TXGD general purpose trailer. Innovation by design, versatility, raising the standard, ease of maintenance, and durability. Steve, I'll pass over to you to run over innovation by design.
Fantastic. Thanks, Glenn. And innovation is absolutely key in today's world. We're very privileged as a company to have our own in-house R&D department, and this is very much driven by our customer feedback and suggestions, and so it's very important that we keep that flowing. Before we kick off this section, we have got a quick video to show you, so please make sure your audio is turned on, and we'll kick off. Great. Well, hopefully that gave some real life examples of how the innovation can be put to good use. So the first thing we wanted to touch on was the unique hinged mesh sides. Typically, mesh sides are used for transporting loose materials and bulk items, and they're a good way of keeping everything contained. But often customers struggle to gain access to the trailer without having to undo the ramp. So what we've decided to do is come up with this concept of hinge sides. You might say nothing particularly rocket science about it, but it's a simple functional idea and it is unique to the Towmate range. What this does is enables you to gain access to either side of the trailer without having to undo the ramp. This provides brilliant provision for loading a trailer from the side and also to gain access to machinery or equipment without literally having to take the trailer to bits. These sides can be detached extremely easily. You can just take the sides off because they've got slot-on hinges, or you can remove all of the corner posts or the central posts and you end up with a trailer that looks like this. And this can be done in a matter of minutes. So it's a very simple, quick and easy function. We'll move on to the next section, which is to do with the winching position. Winching is always a tricky challenge because you can never quite get the winch in the right place or you can't get the cable in the right place. So what we've come up with is this position here through if you might call it a letterbox slot in the front, using a series of rollers. The winch pulls from the side round the rollers and then in a direct parallel position across the bed of the trailer onto the towing vehicle. And what that means is that the winch is in a dead straight line all the time, and that makes a much safer and better winching position. The next point we wanted to cover off was the modular ramp. So you might say, well, what's so special about a ramp? And in many senses, it does exactly the same function, but this has been designed in a modular way. So you can actually build the ramp based on what you want to achieve. So whether it's a heavy duty application where you've got a load that's got a high point loads, for example, rollers or access platforms, we have a heavy duty option. It may be that you've got a low ground clearance vehicle and you need a longer ramp, or it might be that you need to achieve a higher payload because, you know, ramps do weigh a certain amount and they contribute to potentially a reduction in your payload. So with this ramp, you can mix and match the components to do exactly what you want. They can be retrofitted, or you can choose it at the point of order when you're buying the complete trailer. And it's built up in sections, and the biggest advantage is the middle section between the two main load-bearing ramps is completely detachable, and you can alter it to whatever you want. And then lastly, we've got the pivot axle system, and this is a really exciting move forward in the industry because no one has an axle system currently like this. And what this does is it allows the axles to move completely independent of the actual bed of the trailer. What this ensures is that the axles are never overloaded because the weight is distributed equally across both axles and it has a load-bearing pivot point. These allow the axles to articulate themselves over the undulations in the road. So whether it's a speed hump, whether it's a curb, a pothole, as we're frequently finding, these allow the wheels and the axles to ride over those obstacles rather than into them, which is what typically happens. And you get the scenario where, as you pass over, for example, a speed hump or sleeping policeman, the load passes from front axle to rear axle, and in doing so overloads it. And obviously, another upshot of this is that it reduces the damage to tyres, rims, and also the axles themselves. So it's a fantastic investment and something that is a lot of interest in. So I'll then hand over to the versatility of the Towmate trailers.
Brilliant, thank you for that. So the general duty trailer, as we've seen, has a wide variety of jobs and uses, and we wanted to answer the challenges and provide a tough and durable trailer. And every feature has been thought through intensely to give you the best on the market. So start off with the modular design. We all remember back to our childhood memories of building models with Meccano and designing to whatever features and whatever designs we wanted to. And this trailer really takes you back to it. In fact, the whole Towmate range does. And our modular chassis design allows you to completely customize your trailer. We can work with you to build a trailer that fits your requirements. components and the accessories that you need at the time and to your budget. Additional options and additional accessories can be added or removed at any point, giving you complete adaptability and flexibility to suit every job that is currently at hand or required for the future. Steve, I'll pass over to you to cover off on ease of maintenance.
Great, thanks, Glenn. So ease of maintenance is, we understand, always a key feature for any trailer, any fleet user for that matter. Doesn't matter whether it's a trailer or not. It's absolutely vital that being able to maintain these things and keep them doing the job you bought them for is absolutely vital. So with that, we've got a lot of experience, obviously, in the parts business, being as that's what we've been doing for the last 25 years. And using that experience we've accumulated, we've really, if you like, channeled that into this trailer design. So one thing that we set out to do from the start was to build this range of trailers on a foundation of common components to reduce the amount of spare parts you and your engineers have to hold in stock and to remove the complexities that running a multi-vehicle fleet causes. First things first, common components. We use a standard set of components across the entire range and will continue to as this Towmate range continues. A lot of the components have been designed to be easily replaceable. So instead of the traditional, if you like, weld-on components that are typically out there, a lot of these are now fixed using various fasteners so they can be removed and replaced. And then lastly, the whole system and these trailers is backed up with our next day delivery availability. So all parts are available on all orders placed before 4:30 today, and they'll be with you tomorrow. I'll now hand you back on to Glenn to discuss the standards features.
Excellent, thanks, Steve. So raising the standard, the Ram really stands out from the pack and is a trailer designed to provide an exceptional towing experience. And the standard features provided ensure the Ram is always competent in every situation. So to point out the LED light to start off with, each of the range of trailers across the whole Towmate range is fitted with LED lights as standard. Dual voltage, no need to worry about what vehicle you hook it up to, whether it be a truck or a van. There's no blowing of the bulbs, no unnecessarily calls out to site to replace bulb, and good visibility in daylight as well as the night hours. Each of the trailers are fitted with 8 lashing points down each side, so 4 down each side, and each of these are rated to 2.5 tons. So multiple points of securing down the sides of the trailer. And these are engineered in such a way that it prevents the collection of dust and dirt as the latch simply recedes back into the bed of the trailer. Then we go on to the heavy duty seal for life bearing. This is fitted as standard across the whole range of and it means less contamination, able to sustain higher load capacities, no greasing is required over the life of the bearing, which means less maintenance. And across the whole of the Towmate range, we fit as standard a 5-stud configuration, which has now become the industry standard in the markets, and again reduces the risk of wheel loss and an extra peace of mind to those of you running fleets. One last point on the 50mm ball coupling, we also offer that as a no extra cost option to that of a 40mm. Steve, you want to cover off on durability?
Excellent, thanks, Glenn. And obviously durability is another key feature that I'm sure all of you are passionate about. At the end of the day, these trailers have to do the job that they're bought for. And we very much have thought of that when designing all these features. So just a few things to point out. One of the things is the mud guards. They tend to get knocked about a bit and stick out like ears. So what we've done is we've produced our own design here. These are not a standard pressed mud guard. They are a fully welded and folded fabrication, and they are then supported with these steps, which are a very useful feature to deflect anything that might potentially hit the mud guards. These are actually all replaceable as well, just going back to the previous point, because of the way they're attached to the actual side of the trailer, but they are durable in the sense that we have built into them quite a bit of strength, and they are actually an integral part of access into the trailer because they are designed to be a step, so they can be stood on. Next point is the galvanised steel. I'd like to point out that this is a very heavy duty finish, and it's the hot dipped galvanised process that we use, meets the highest of industry standards, and every single component is independently galvanised, and we also have a test done at the end of it to ensure the quality of the coating. And then lastly, thirdly, shall I say, the heavy duty running gear. We use a canot axle system, which has got rubber suspension. It's running on what Glenn spoke about earlier, the heavy duty seal for life bearings, and it's on the 5-stud wheels. and these are tried and tested in the industry and the market. We don't use any other braking system other than the Knot, because that's typically, from the feedback we get, typically preferred because it's much easier to adjust. And then finally, these trailers are backed up with a 3-year warranty, so we are putting our money where our mouth is. We believe in these trailers, and therefore we're backing them up with a 3-year warranty. So I'll hand it back to Glenn, who will just wrap up on some of the key points.
Excellent. Thanks, Steve. So again, why Towmate? We know what's important to you when running and maintaining a fleet, and the tasks and challenges that come with that on a daily basis. That is why we know that you need trailers in your fleet that increase return on investment, give you greater fleet utilization, lower your whole life cost, improve the durability, and deliver greater flexibility. If all of these points are important to you, as we know they are, then the Ram TXGD goods trailer will be your trailer of choice. Steve, I'll pass on to you for feedback and demos.
Excellent. Thanks, Glenn. So straight after this webinar, you will be sent a feedback form, and we would really appreciate you filling this in and sending back any comments, questions, or any further information you would like. As we said earlier, feedback is absolutely vital to us. It's our lifeblood, and as a business, one of our core values is being customer-led. So please fill in that form and send back your details. We will also send a recording of this webinar, so you can replay it and listen to it again. So that will be made available as well. If you have any particular needs right now, or you would like to get a demo arranged, then please get in contact with Glenn on the email on the slide, which is Glenn spelt with 2 N's at ate-uk.com, or else you can give us a call on 01206 589 552. So please get in contact with us as soon as possible.